Welcome to EnergizeUtv. This is a space for conscious conversation, grounded leadership, and embodied truth. I'm Angel Marie. Each episode delivers fresh perspectives, expert insight, and actionable strategies to help viewers elevate their energy, expand their potential, and live with greater purpose and vitality. This is not just a TV episode. It is a movement to awaken the world, raise collective consciousness, and inspire positive change. Welcome to EnergizeUtv, where energy meets modern life. I'm Angel Marie, your activation catalyst. Are you aware of what your body and mind and your energy are actually telling you? Or are you moving so fast that you are missing your own alignment? Well, today's episode is Science and Soul, the M.O.V.E, Move to Alignment. We will be joined by Michelle Barr later in the show, who is going to be sharing how science and soul come together through her M.O.V.E, Move to Alignment, and how you can begin applying this to your own life and leadership. And I want to thank Prosperity Media Network for producing and distributing EnergizeUtv and amplifying meaningful conversations that reach audiences around the world. Yet before we bring in my guest, I want to start with one of the most powerful foundations of alignment, which is awareness. And even before awareness, let's ground ourselves in something essential. Energy is the foundation of everything that I talk about and that we're going to be exploring today. So I love this quote by Einstein. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to another. Everything is energy. Energy is practical. Energy is directional. Energy is always moving, even when you cannot see it. It's forcing us to look and feel and understanding how we feel about energy. You can feel energy before you even think about it. Think about when you go into a room and maybe your stomach drops. That's energy. And nobody said anything. Nothing really happened, yet you felt it. And that is energy in motion. Have you ever felt that? Let me think about it. Have you ever felt that? Your body is not just physical. Your body is electrical. Your heart, your brain, and your nervous system all have energy, all sending and receiving energy and information consistently, constantly. And that information does not just stop right there at your skin. It moves into the spaces around you. Some people call that the biofield. Yet what I'm talking about when I say the field, you might be like, what is that? What is she talking about? Because you hear the electrical field, the quantum field. And what it is it's the invisible environment your body creates. Your heart creates a measurable electromagnetic field. That field extends beyond your body. Yes. Did you know that it is thousands times stronger than the brain, your heart, your emotions? So whether you're aware of it or not, you are constantly, consistently emitting energy. And people are feeling you before you even say a word. Does that resonate with you? Let's just take a moment on that one. So when we say, I say, what you think about, you bring about. This is not just a phrase. It's directional. It is energetic. It is real. Because you creating your world with what you say and think. So let's just take a moment on that. And I really encourage you to take a drink of water too, because water helps. And then take a breath. Go ahead and take that as what you think about, you bring about. Because in this is understanding and realizing that your vibrational field is creating all of this. And this is real because Reality is not fixed. It is in a field of vibrating energy that's waiting for your mind, your energy, to program it. This isn't philosophy. This is quantum physics. So just play with me for a second, okay, on this. I love this one because I live this. Is everything in my life is easy. Go ahead, say it with me. Everything in my life is easy. Let's do it again. Stop for a second. I know you're busy or doing something else. I want you just to right now say it out loud. Everything in my life is easy. Ooh. Thank you for playing and programming easy energy in your life. Now, this is where most people stop, though. You think energy is something to understand. Yet, energy is something you become aware of. So right now, let's move in to the next part of understanding what awareness is. And awareness is in the Shine On book. And we're going to take this from the Shine On book. And it's going to be secret number 13. And it reads, here we go. Awareness is the electrifying moment that ignites your actions. That is a quote, and I quote myself. And this is the teaching that I do through the Shine On book. And it's also inspired by the Ignite book. Awareness. Take a breath on this, because it is one of the most powerful skills you can develop, not just as a leader, yet as a human being. Yes, you, all of you. Because awareness is not just noticing what is happening. It is the ability to experience the moment, interpret what is real, and choose your response with intention. For you CEOs, entrepreneurs, and parents, you, this is everything. Because you can have the strategy, you can have all the data, you can have the plan. Oh, we love plans, we love the list. Yet without awareness, you will still find yourself making those decisions that are misaligned, that are not in accordance with what and how you're feeling. And this awareness is what organizes your internal world. Take that for a moment. It organizes your internal world so that your external world can actually work. That's a writer downer. Because in these moments where everything slows down enough for you to see clearly and have that clarity, your thoughts, your emotions, your body, your energy, and most importantly, your truth. Awareness is often the first signal before that strategy, before the decision, the choice, and even before the action. And most people miss it because it's really kind of subliminal. Is this clicking with you? Are you getting this? Because this is a part that's important, because no matter what, we've all had those moments in our lives that has happened to us where we have that moments of awareness. And it can be slight and it can be for a second. And I've had that because I had one that lasted for 1 second. Yet it changed how I showed up for the rest of my life. I was in high school and I came home and everything in my room was gone. And I thought for a moment, wow, what I thought was totally stable was no longer there. My parents were divorcing and we were moving, obviously, I guess, because everything was gone. And there was no warning, no preparation, just a new reality. Have you felt that before? Just take a moment, right? And it was just like, wow, here's a new reality. And in that moment, something inside me shifted. I had to realize I could no longer stay in the role of being the baby of the family. I can no longer wait for life just to take care of me. It was time for me to grow up. And here's the important thing. That moment did not come with a plan. It did not come with clarity. It came with awareness. And this is what awareness does. It totally interrupts who you have been. Whoa. And it introduced you to who you are becoming. Oh, I love that one. Have you ever had that moment like that? There's something where something shifts so quickly and you know you cannot go back. Awareness interrupts old patterns. You can choose something different, and then there was the other. Because when you choose it different, this is the powerful part. And then there's another moment in my life that this happened years later that required that kind of same level of awareness. I was working as a corporate executive. From the outside, everything looked good, right? I had the title, I had the role, I had the car, I had everything going, I was stable. Yet inside, something wasn't aligned with me. Is this tracking with you right now? Have you been there? Where everything looks right on the outside, yet in the inside, you just feel off and you just know it. And then that day came. I'll never forget it, because sitting in that room, it was a hot summer day in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm sitting there, all the execs are in there with me, and they come in, and all of a sudden they start to say, there's going to be layoffs. And in that room, everybody's holding on. Everybody's going, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I remember it vividly because I could feel the room just shift into, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? But yet, you know what? I was so completely aware of how I felt, what I knew, what I was doing, and what I no longer wanted to do. And in that moment, I made that choice. I made that decision. It didn't come from logic. And my hand raised up and I said, hey, pick me, pick me. Before I even knew my hand was up. And it was like, oh my gosh. And I asked to be laid off. And then I sat back and I was like, I just asked to be laid off. Whoa. And I didn't have everything figured out. I had to go home to my partner and say, hey, I'm going to lose my job and I'm only going to get paid for 3 more months. So, because I want to do this thing. I mean, I didn't even have it written down on paper. Yet, because I knew deep in my body, deep in my soul, that I was meant for something more aligned, I knew that teaching energy, not just energy healing, yet helping leaders, CEOs, and high performance, understanding their own energy was what I was here to do. And that choice did not come with strategy. It came from awareness. Awareness of what was no longer aligned. Awareness of what I could no longer ignore or put up with, actually. An awareness of what was calling me forward. And to this day is still my calling. So I took that severance package. I started my business, and that moment changed the entire trajectory of my life. Now let me ask you something. Has that happened to you before? Where you knew something, yet the hesitation to act on it? Please, I ask you, go ahead. I challenge you to bring this into your life. And think about where you're going with that. And how many times have you felt this? That something is off in your life, yet you ignored it, you kept moving, and you didn't do anything. How many times has your body told you something and you ignored it? Because your body tells you the frequency of it. And how many times have you override your own knowing, the knowing? And you know, I talk about when you know something, everything moves outside of you. Because that is the match. And even to some of you, it didn't match on paper either. And I know some of you are those note takers and you're those ones that check it off, but it didn't even make sense there. Just take that in for a moment as we pause. Because there's another moment also, and I remember it. Because this happened almost 30 years ago. Yet at that time, I did not realize what it was at all. I walk into rooms and I could feel everything. The tension, the disconnect, the unspoken energy. And instead of trying to fix the room, I became aware of myself. Aware of myself, my breathing, my body. my presence, my energy in my biofield. And then what do? I would ground myself. I would slow down, align the nervous system, pay attention to how I felt. And I would choose how I was showing up. And something would happen. It was a miracle, but I never thought about it. But the room would shift. People would open up. Conversations became really real. And the clarity would come in. At that time, I thought, this is who I am. I'm Angel Marie, and this is what I do. I come in and I change rooms. I didn't realize that this was the awareness in action. It was not until later when I could see the pattern in every room, every event, every conference that I went into, every conversation that I went and had, that I realized I was not reacting to the environment. I was infusing it. I was infusing it, and I was conducting it. And that is when everything changed for me. That moment of awareness, that my awareness was creating the impact. Whoa. And that took a while. And just like in the first story, I said it happened just like that and it changed it. This one took a while. And that is when I became intentional. That is when this became leadership. That is when this became what I now call and serve others as the event energy conductor. Have you ever felt this in your life about energy where you were conducting the energy? Think about that. Because this is available to you. It is absolutely, because you are, and we talked about energy, you are that conductor, you are that energy because you're always putting that energy out there. You don't have to feel, or you don't have to control the room. You don't have to convince people. You become aware, you shift it. And everything around you begins to respond. That is being an energy conductor. And guess what? You are that. You really are. So I want you to stop for a moment, take that breath, and you know what, even take that water. And every morning on Facebook and Instagram, I love coming onto the stories, and I will remind you to take that breath, and it will help align your nervous system. And then also take the water. So check it out if you want on Instagram and Facebook. I'll get you to laugh, I have a feeling. So, okay, you know, we're living in a time where there is more information than ever before. Yet with that comes responsibility, discernment. Awareness is that allows you to filter what is true for you and what is simply noise. And you've heard that probably a lot right now. We talk about a lot about noise. And that is not only the energy frequency that's going on, it's about the noise that's happening with everything in the world. Your phone, the dings, the people, places. Yeah. Because, you know, not everything you hear is in alignment. Not everything you read is meant for you. And it's not always true. Yet, awareness protects your integrity. It protects your decisions, your choices. It protects your direction. Are you noticing how powerful this really is? So instead of asking, what should I do next? Ask yourself, what am I aware of right now that I'm not honoring? Because awareness is the moment before everything changes. You already know what is aligned for you. The question is, are you listening? Really look at that one. The question is, are you really listening? So I want you to take this action step, and it comes right out of the Shine On book. And it is, take a moment today to reflect on a situation that already happened. This is something I do when I finish eating and I put that fork down. Actually, I use a spork. Have you ever heard of the spork? I use that one. But anyway, I put that spork down and I think about my conversations, my decisions, and I take a moment to feel it. And I take that moment to feel, was it off? Was it right on? Did I show up in a place that I wanted to show up? And was I mentally in the place in that moment? And I put myself, visualize putting myself back there. And I notice what I was thinking. But I want you to take a moment, because when you put yourself in what you were thinking, what you were feeling, you're being aware, yes. What your body was even doing, what the energy around you was feeling like. That's when you're in that awareness. And that will help you to move forward. And also to ask yourself, what was I aware of that I did not act on? And if I could choose again, what would you do differently? I want you to breathe on this, because when you put yourself back in a situation, you're actually putting that frequency out. And this is a beautiful thing, to put the frequency back out into that situation, that not just the situation, but also the people, places, and things that you were there. And remember what we talked about. The first thing out of the Shine On book was that quote, awareness is the electrifying moment that ignites your action. So see and feel your action with purpose, because you have purpose. I know you do. You have that soul commitment to the world, or things that you want to do. And I want you to create that awareness that just electrifies everything inside of you and helps you create the world you really want to live. And remember, what you think about, you bring about. And I want you to take a pause on that again, because right now, right here, I want you to think about, are you really in this place of what and where you're at in the present time? And when you're hearing this, really hearing this, taking the moment, yes, because I love you so much. I really do. And I see you. And I know that it's time to let awareness be your guide. So just stop. Let's just pause. Just long enough to create your world the way you want it. Because awareness is not here to judge you. Never is. Because you do not want to judge yourself. You don't want to put yourself in a place where you shame yourself, where you're coming from a place that you don't feel like you are being honest. You just want to be aware and then make those adjustments. Because here's the guide for you. Is the more aligned your life becomes, the more that you step in with that electrifying energy where you look at life like an adventure. Now, we talked about how I look at life as an adventure in one of the other episodes. And that frequency is powerful. So thank you so much for playing with me today, being here. And you know what? When we return, we will hear from Michelle Barr, sharing her M.O.V.E, move to alignment, and how science and soul comes together to help high-achieving leaders move forward in ways that truly works. So stay tuned with us. We'll be right back after this.
If you're listening to the EnergizeUtv, you already know the power of connection. Now imagine sharing your contact info instantly. No typing, no paper, no friction. Our digital business cards let you share your name, phone, social links, and website with one simple scan. Perfect for professionals who want to automate building their network. Ready to upgrade how you connect? Scan the QR code on the screen and get your digital business card built by JavaLogix today.
Thank you, Preston, so much for this. I love digital business cards. It's the thing of the future now. So go ahead and reach out to him, get the angel discount. It'll be awesome. And thank you from my heart to you and how much I love you, because I see you and I thank you and celebrate you for being here. So let's bring on Michelle Barr. Welcome, Michelle Barr, all the way from Dallas, Texas. I'm so glad that you came all the way to Phoenix to do this with us. Please introduce yourself and tell us who you are.
I'm so glad to be here all the way from Dallas. I live in Dallas with my husband and some of my children and my 3 grandbabies. And so excited to be here. Once we met and we just had so much in common. And I said, that's an energy girl. I'm an energy girl. And I just got the invitation and wanted to come.
Beautiful. How was it coming up the Wrigley Hill?
Yes, it's a big hill, and then you see the beautiful mansion. I love being at Wrigley and getting the tour, and I learned so many cool things about it.
It's so iconic and historical. You can feel this energy.
It's iconic when you look out at the view all over the city.
Yeah. So let's just dive right in, because I love this, because you have these M.O.V.E, move process. Can you walk us through what the letters mean?
Yes, I started this to help myself and then to help women entrepreneurs move forward in any area of their life. So the M is make a decision. Nothing happens until you make a decision. Nothing needs to happen to rush in to meet you until you make the decision. O is own it 100%. That means take that energetic stance, no second guessing, no self doubting, and stay in it no matter what's happening around you. Then you're ready for the V. If you would just spend 5 minutes every day visualizing everything about it. Where am I? What does it look like? What am I eating? How am I living? All of those things. How do I feel? And then you're ready for the E, which is execute it, which is take inspired, aligned action.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love the vision, because when you visualize, it is a feeling, and to see all of that. And that's what a lot of high performers miss, that spot. But yet, I've seen this in your keynote when you talk about the move process. What is the first shift high performer leaders need to make that actually move forward instead of staying in that overthinking?
I've seen so much is coming at us at once when we're in that place and we have lots of decisions to make. And we can get in habits of, I've decided, but you haven't decided until you make the decision and then you move forward with it. So it is one at a time, clear focus, one decision, and move all the way to some aligned, inspired action, then go to the next thing.
I like how you put some inspired action, because sometimes the action can be no action and you can just stay in that visualization. And that's still an action?
You keep your dream in your head instead of out in the world when you don't take an action. So I try to take some aligned, inspired action, even a small one that makes it real in the world.
Oh, yes, okay. And I love this study in 2010. Harvard Business School found that professionals who practice self-awareness were more effective leaders and made better decision choices under pressure.
Yes, because it's in that moment. It's that now moment. And that's why it's so important to make a decision and settle that emotion instead of, here's all the things I'm going to do. So under that pressure, you engage with the energy.
Yeah, beautiful. And how does the awareness actually create the alignment in the real time, not just as a concept?
Also, when we're really busy, we can get distracted a lot. So you learn practices where you can be grounded and centered and clear and focused. Then you're paying attention because awareness is all the subtle things around you, the opportunities you might miss, the moments to take the action and to see what's showing up.
And that's the key. What is showing up is what you are putting out.
Yes.
And many of us miss that of how to connect those two.
It is. I call it feedback. The minute I make a decision and I start taking the aligned action, I watch the feedback because it's going to show me what I'm creating that I want and what I'm creating that I don't want. And that's where my work is.
Ooh, what you want, you don't want.
What you don't want, you're aligned to that too. And that's the work you need to do.
Yes, yes. And I love your articles. I see them on Facebook and on
Substack.
yes, and they're so intriguing, and I really enjoy them. And one of them, you talked about alignment is not something you just find; it is something you choose. What does that mean? What does that mean?
A lot of times, again, we're waiting for outside forces. So we're saying, where is the alignment when it starts in you? You start trusting your feelings. This is aligned, this isn't. And that's either moving you toward or away from what you want. So we're waiting for something to align. But with the move formula, you're creating the circumstance and the energy for it to show up.
I I really feel like, and you probably feel the same way, is that that's what most people are doing. We're always looking for that outside of ourselves to figure out what we're going to do. And I'm one that does the same thing sometimes. My assistant says that, you do something, then maybe somebody says something, and I'll doubt it instead of going, wait.
Yes, because it is. It's about you being the active part. You're co-creating this, and too many people never take any action on what they say they want, and then they wonder why they don't have it. You've got to create the alignment, and then you've got to trust your feelings and your awareness and develop those.
And that's a good leader. Well, we're talking to leaders, entrepreneurs. I like to say mama bears and papa bears, and to you. And it's everything that we do and how we show up.
It is very much part of that energetic stance. The O of owning it 100% is now what does the person who already is being that and doing that and having that, what decisions are they making and what actions are they taking? You have to show up already as that for it to align around you.
And I love how you said align. It has to be aligned around you. And I like this study also from the Cornell University that showed that people who pause and reflect before making those choices, those decisions, experience less of that stress and greater clarity in their outcome.
I love that because we can get very pressured. We have decisions coming at us from all kinds of places, and some of them are very critical. But that pause is when you can come back in your body and not let your mind run the show. And that's really your awareness or your intuition taking a moment, what's really true here in this moment, instead of just reacting, then we can respond.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I love this and thank you because you gifted both of these to me.
Yes.
I so appreciate it. And in here you talked about understanding about why high achievers lose the alignment. Can you talk about maybe some of those so they can kind of look at it and go, ooh, that's happening in my life? And thank you so much.
Yes.
So much.
Yes, because stress is the thing that pulls us out of our center. And we have people coming at us that want to impress their energy on ours and impress themselves on us. And so when all that stress, it starts breaking down your body. So then you have a weakened response, but it also exhausts your mind. And then you get pushed and pulled by everybody else's energy. So being able to come back into yourself is very important, and it is what makes a great leader.
And it's the pause.
It is the pause. pause and reconnect to yourself, go within, and then go back out.
Beautiful. So, what is the difference between being busy and being truly aligned in life and business?
I was the queen of busy, busy, and I kept myself busy all the time. And that is very stressful. But I thought, oh, I'm so productive and I'm doing so much, but it really can tear you down. So being aligned means once I make the decision, now I only watch for the opportunities that are going to move me toward that. And I deal with anything that's going to move me away from that. And then you will find the more you say yes to those, that's what works. Saying yes to this opportunity where I am here right now. I knew it was a yes and it was a line. So it's just a yes, and you don't wait and hesitate
And second guess.
and second guess and self doubt.
And I do find that more in women. I will say that we keep second guessing and going back and going back. So, but and how important is it to have someone else, like a coach or an assistant, to kind of be watching? How important is that?
I'm a big proponent of that. I am a coach, but I also have not been without a coach in years and years. And I always have a coach because it speeds things up. You can't see your own blind spots, and a coach can point things out to you so that you can then see them and become aware of them and do something about them. So the support, it gets you further faster.
I totally agree. I have not been without a coach or an assistant, and like right now, my assistant is like a coach because she's a coach, but and it's beautiful because it's a different energy because she knows me, and just like when we're working with people that get the energy, a coach that says push, 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 and you have to do, they have to. What do I do? Nee, 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 nee. Don't tell me what to. No, no, you're pushing too much. It has to be in my frequency.
Yes, it does, because we're really sensitive to that. And so it's getting the right support and having that support. I want a coach that will push me and call me on my stuff. But then again, I pause and I come back into myself, and then I see what I need to do with it.
Beautiful. And the big one too that I have found is some of the coaches I've had has shamed me. And once you shame, I just the recoil. So it's important to have someone that's kind and can lovingly say, "Hey, Angel," but not even like that. It's more of just like, "Hey, maybe we should look at it this way."
Yes, a good coach that's able to do that, because that is a technique, but it doesn't work on a lot of people.
No, it really doesn't. So let's jump back and talk about when you worked with somebody and they were here and now they're here. Tell us about that.
I have a great one because I call it From Lawyer to Life Purpose, because a really burned out mom, wife, lawyer, corporate lawyer came to me and she said, I know there's other things I'm supposed to be doing. This isn't my purpose. I keep getting sick. And we started working together. And first we just opened up to what makes you happy and what is your purpose work. People believe a lot of times they can't make money at what they're thinking they want to do. And so we worked together, and she started creating on the side in the time she had. You start now and you do the little things. And she left that corporate job. I told her, give me a tolerate date, the last date by which you will tolerate being in that job. And then down the road, she ended up exiting on that exact day. And everything came, rushed in to meet her, and she started her own business.
That's beautiful. And I know how that feels as a coach when you watch your
Yes.
students or your clients and you're like, wow, wow.
When a beautiful, gifted woman who has a purpose in the world is beaten down, sick, tired, overworked, and then they can change their life.
There's so many like that right now.
There
with
are.
So much overwhelm with this energy and what's going on. And I really see that a lot of them too, they're having that lack of clarity. And I know that's the first part of that, and then the visualize. But talk about a little bit about the clarity and the alignment on that, because like you said, most of them don't even see they're not in any kind of they're just bullhole. Yeah.
Clarity is huge, and it's another one. I always say confusion is a defense mechanism. And if you're confused for more than a few minutes, there's always a way out of confusion. So you need to find the way out, because clarity starts everything. You have to state what you want. You've got to be clear for it to start opening up and unfolding for you. So allowing yourself to stay in confusion is keeping you stuck, and it's a defense mechanism, a protection.
Oh, that's beautiful. I just love this whole entire conversation. In your podcast, I caught an episode, which I love them. You're so intriguing in how you really bring the guest and your whatever you're talking about. I just really enjoyed your podcast. And what you were talking about was that inspired action. And it really took me into another place. So can you kind of talk a little bit more about that?
This is what I love talking about the most, and it's how I really started my coaching business and then writing my books, because too many people miss that spot. They get so into thinking and dreaming, and they're going to get ready to get ready to get ready.
I like that
one. And they don't understand about taking aligned, inspired action. And until you take an action, you haven't engaged with the energy to make something real happen, so you won't get feedback. The minute you take even an imperfect action, you take an action toward what you want, then you get feedback and you keep going, and then it gets easier and easier the more you learn. So it's not just, like you said, busy, 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 running around, doing a bunch of things. You learn to identify the opportunities showing up. And the key is they will look uncomfortable, inconvenient, illogical. They can be expensive, but they're going to stretch and grow you, because you'd already have them if you were already a match to them. So people miss those opportunities.
Yeah. And that is key, because we don't want to feel uncomfortable, like we are not in control or we don't have all the answers.
Every time I've been uncomfortable, inconvenient, illogical, and expensive, and I have said yes to the opportunities, they've changed my life, and I can track all the way back how they have brought me everything that I want.
And what you just said, the tracking. Are you really getting this? Are you tracking with this concept, this theory, this method? What do you call it?
The M.O.V.E. method.
Right, but do you call it a method then?
The method.
Yeah, I mean, I really want you at home, you viewers and listeners, to take a moment and take this in. Because just those 4 little steps every day, how you can look out at things, can change your life.
The minute you do the make a decision, you own it 100%, and you start visioning it every day for 5 minutes, opportunities will show up. So you don't want to miss them, and you want to take action. That's the moment everything's lined up, and you've just got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable until you shift.
Yeah. And that is the quantum physics of energy. That is vibration. What you think about, you bring about, just like we talked about a little earlier on the show about understanding how everything is easy. And when you say everything is easy, what happens? Everything becomes easy.
Whatever you say is. That's one of the universal laws I live by.
Yes, and it's really powerful. I mean, because I've lived my life for a long time like that, and people will say, Angel, things happen to you, and it always comes out. And it seems like it's really easy to you. And it's like, because that's my mentality all the time.
Me too. Everything is always working in my favor.
Absolutely. And it is that vibration. So thank you for that. Wow. And I love this. We're going to go into this shine round with me. And I call it the shine round because what I'm looking for is one word or short phrases to the questions I ask, and you don't know them. So here we go. Okay. And what would be a word that you would describe your energy right now?
Action.
Yes. That just being able to be with you as long as I have. Yes. And what would be one word your client would use to describe you?
Transformational.
There you go. And what would define your alignment for you?
Inspired.
Good one. Good one. And what one word you want people to feel after being around you?
Clarity.
Good one. Good. Oh, okay. What is one word that represents your leadership style?
That
Mood.
is a big one.
Mhm.
It is, gosh, I'm trying to grasp the word. Leadership style is sovereignty.
Ooh, if I had a mic, I would do the mic drop right now. Or what I like to say is these are writer downers because I want you to think about that. And what is one thing, beautiful Michelle, I've known you for a while, and then being able to be with you for a couple days here in Phoenix, that you stand for, no matter what, you stand for it.
I stand for people living a life they love and living their purpose.
Yeah, I see that because just being with you, it's all about being in that purpose and being purposeful.
And integrated, living your purpose for your whole life.
That's, yeah. And where are you going? And that's not one word. It is, where are you going? Tell the listeners, the viewers.
I am about to have my new book come out, and it's the third in that series you held up. It's the trilogy, and it is
This
the
one?
M.O.V.E. method. That's my second
And
in
this,
the series, the first, the second, and it's the M.O.V.E. method, and it'll be out very soon.
oh, I can't wait. Thank you so much for being here, Michelle. I so appreciate you. And what is your free gift that you're giving to everyone?
I have created a 21-day email course so people can understand and work through the M.O.V.E, the M-O-V-E process before they try to do it on their own. It's just 15 minutes a day for 21 days, and I take you through the whole process. You get an email every day starting once you sign up.
That's brilliant because you're helping them with their lenticular brain to
Yes.
rewire. I love it. I love that. Okay, here, oh, yes. So here's Michelle's contact information. So reach out to her. She has so many beautiful gifts to offer. And remember, don't leave without her gift. So you can get to her website, scan the QR code now, and you will receive it. And you know what? Before we wrap up, do you have any final words to leave with everyone?
Really, that anywhere in your life that is not working and is holding you back, you can move forward in any area of your life. Wherever there's a desire, a way has already been made. So just start.
Yeah. Beautiful. Just start. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Mhm. And if you would like to experience more of me beyond today's show, I would love to gift you with a membership of the Energy Reset Sessions. These are gentle Tai Chi inspired movement practices designed to help you feel calm, clear, and grounded. So go ahead and go to angelmarieshines.com or go ahead and scan this QR code. And I cannot wait to see you online. And we're going to have so much fun. And you can set that tone for the day and get that energy up. So also, if you would like to go even deeper, these books hold the foundation of the teaching you experience here at EnergizeUtv, and they're available for you just as well. I'd love to sign them and send them right to you. And you know, we're going to go even deeper next week. And in this deep dive with Tammy Demirza, she's going to join us to explore blah, 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 blah. Just laugh that out for a second. Intuitive intelligence, the elite leader's advantage. So here right now is her spotlight moment.
Hello, beautiful souls. And Angel Marie, I just want to thank you for the space that you create through Energize UTV. It is something so special and intentional and aligned and powerful about what you're creating with your guest. It truly allows people to be seen, heard, elevated, and it is for people who are hungry to grow even further. Hello, I'm Ambassador Dr. Tammy Demirza, and I'm known globally around the world as the Breakthrough Alchemist. I assist CEOs, entrepreneurs, and high achievers in unlocking and trusting their intuitive intelligence so that they can make powerful decisions, increase even more success, and truly step into the next level of seeing things that others cannot yet see. Let me give you something that you can use right now. The next time that you're faced with a decision, pause. Instead of looking for more analytical information or statistical information, go within and ask, what do I already know? What is in alignment? Trust and tap in and give yourself a moment to hear that intuitive intelligence, for you are guided by it. And there's a specific way that you get it. Trust it and act from it, and watch how quickly things shift. Angel Marie, thank you again so much for this opportunity. I'm so grateful to be a part of this, and I cannot wait for all of you who are going to tune in to experience the full episode.
So go ahead and mark your calendar for next week. You're going to love the conversation. And remember, your energy is the music of your life. So keep it tuned, keep it flowing, and keep shining bright. I'll be right here every week bringing you wisdom, energy, and golden nuggets to lift you higher. This isn't just a show. It's a movement. It's a global impact. Until next time, keep igniting your energy, activating your joy, and always elevating your abundance. See you next week. Shine on. Before you go, take a moment and ask yourself one simple question. What am I taking with me from this conversation? I'm Angel Marie, and this is EnergizeUtv, where we help you live with greater purpose